Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have another inspiration video for you, and what I want to do is to share with you my winter and Christmas themed pages, so you can get maybe some inspiration for your winter and Christmas coloring. I have actually these three seasonal themed books, and I have a pile of other books with respective pages in them, and I want to share them with you. I will start with the winter pages, so that are more general winter themed, and then I will go to the Christmas pages because I think those are two different things from the color palettes and the whole inspiration behind that. All right, let's start with the winter pages. So first I have here Dromenwanger by Tomislav Tomic, and I have one winter page done in this book, and it's this Snow Queen. As you can see, I did also her sister for the summer, but she's the winter queen, and I really like all the pastel colors in blue and violet that I used for the snow. I like the ice bear, I like the owl, so overall I'm pretty happy with this picture. I used my Aerogeton pencils for this one, and I really like how it turned out. So what you can see in most of the winter pictures is probably a heavy use of white gel pen or white Posca, because to get the impression of snow or ice or snowflakes, that's always very helpful. All right, so next we have Sagor och Sägner, which is, there's this new edition, which is folklore and fairy tales, or the other way around. And I have one winter page here. I will show you the Christmas page later. And this is the winter page that I did. It's this little cute polar bear. And I really like how that one turned out. I'm thinking what colors I used. I think I used my Polychromos pencils, and I used a white Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen, which is white ink, not acrylic paint, to cover the white lines of the fur. So it's not completely opaque. You can still see the lines. It's just lightening things up a little bit, which I think is a nice effect for the fur in Emily's books, because she's drawing in the fur already with those little strokes. So it's easy to make it look fluffy. So another winter inspiration page. Then I have a page in Summer Nights by Hannah Carlson. It's this Ice Princess. I really like the cool blue tones that I used, not only for the flowers and her hair, but also on the skin tone. I used a lot of blue and violet, especially in the shadow areas, and I think this gives the whole picture this overall very cool and cold look, and I think it turned out pretty cool. It's already quite an old picture, but I still like it a lot. And then we have in Daydreams, two winter pages. First we have those little mice on a journey in their kettle. And I was actually inspired by the sky in, I think in January, to do this background. So it's really a wintry mood, and I added some of the snowflakes, and I added a little bit of snow on the back of the mice. Yeah, so it looks like a stormy winter night for the brave little mice. I colored this one with Neocolors, Neocolor 2, and Prismacolor over the top in some areas. I like that one also a lot. And then I did another winter page, and that is this cute owl. And I used watercolor for the background and for basing everything, and then I went over with my polychromos pencils. And I added quite a bit of golden Posca, I think, for some of the accents, and I really like how it turned out. Also some white Posca, obviously, for the snowflakes and the little stars, to make it look wintry. So I like the color combination of the blue and the gold very much. I think it's a pretty combination for winter time. All right. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, no, that's a Christmas book. I have another book by Emily Liedehell-Oeberg, which is Fairy Tales or Sagolikt. And I have a couple of pages in this one. Let's see which are the winter pages. So I have this cute little winter bunny. I like this one a lot. I especially like his little cute eyes. And it's again colored with watercolor and some fine tuning done with my polychromos pencils. And obviously also quite a bit of white Posca. I like the little ice skates that he's wearing. Very cute. And then I have this page, just kind of at the border between autumn and winter, because the color palette is still quite autumnal with the different brown and green tones. But I added a lot of snow, and I made the hair of the girl white. So overall, because I think also with the berries in the background, it's getting some winter vibes as well. Like this one. All right, so let's put this here because we have another Christmassy page for later. Then I have R.J. Hampson's Moonlight Mischief, and I have one page here which is wintry, and it's this cool dragon page. And I was not sure if it's what it was supposed to be, but I turned the castle into an ice castle, and everything around with a lot of snow. And I really like the contrast between the cool castle and the golden dragon. I think this came out pretty nice. And I colored this by basing everything with Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I went over with my polychromos pencils. So I think this one is really nice. Then I have something from Johanna Basford here. This is in her freebie book, Flourish, that she gave away, and I printed it and had it spiral bound in a copy shop. But this picture is actually also in Worlds of Wonder available. But I colored this in this book, which didn't have the best paper, so the background is a little bit streaky, but I like it. This was not originally a wintry page, but I turned it into a winter page by turning everything into snow and adding a little bit of snow on the rooftops and using these cool colors in the water and for the snow and the purple background. So it looks like a winter page now. I think that's an interesting color combination for a winter page as well. Now I have a mythographic book. This is Cosmic Spirit by Fabiana Attanasio, and I have one winter page here that I want to show you. And it's this winter wizard. I think he turned out really cool. I really like the light effects that I did with all the lanterns. And I used Ohu alcohol markers for basing and then Prismacolor pencils over the top. And I think it turned out really cool. I think what works nice here is the large snowflakes. I did some of them with the white Prismacolor pencil and some with the white Posca, so they have a different opacity. And I think this gives it a certain three-dimensionality, if you can say so. I think this looks really good. All right. Then I have Botanicum by Maria Trolle. And I have one winter page I want to show you. It's this one. And I think this is another nice example of how you can use warm colors like the brown background and the dark red for her coat and the poinsettia flowers, and still have a wintry feeling to it, with the snowflakes added and the bright white flowers. Yeah, I think this is also really nice. I did the background and I based everything with watercolor, and I went over with my polychromos pencils. So let me see. Okay, I have here Mein Winterspaziergang by Rita Beermann. And I have one wintry page to show you. And it's this double page spread. Oops. A bit closer to the camera so you can see all those cute little animals. I think they are adorable. And this was colored entirely with markers, water-based markers, my Pitt Artist pens and Tombow Jewel brush pens, a mixture of those. And obviously a ton of white Posca for all the snowy elements. I think this is really a cute page. Now I have here Johanna's Christmas in the German edition. And I have a lot of Christmas inspired pictures here, but also some that are more wintry. So this polar bear, although he's carrying a lot of Christmas presents, I think it's more a wintry page, especially with the color palette that I chose, with the polar lights and the cool blue and greenish tones. I think I really like that one as well for a wintry page. Let's see, what else do we have? So this is a mandala. I'm not a huge fan of mandalas. I don't color them very often, but I like this one because it looks like a stained glass window. And I colored it with Inktense. And I used a golden Posca to add those frames in some areas. I think it looks really like a glass window, really cool. So let's see. Then I have this page. I thought it's rather wintry than Christmassy, although it has the poinsettias. I like this one. I added a lot of snow with a white gel pen. Oh no, I have another cat attack. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get this done without him. Yeah, it's all done with polychromos pencils beside the background, which is a black marker, I guess. And then let me see. The rest are Christmassy pages. I like the two fluffy little birds here. And then I have A Million Christmas Cats by John Bigwood. And these are, the majority here are Christmassy pictures. But I did actually this advent calendar in the book, which were the 12 days of Christmas. And I did this other 12 pictures that were picked by Isabel from Passionista Colorista and Katrin from Käthe Malt. So they created this advent calendar, and I like the color palette that I used. Those were inspired by photos that I took on a walk on a cool winter morning where the sky was like this soft pink, and the plants were already brownish, very nice color combination. I took a lot of photos and I used those as the color inspiration for this advent calendar, and I think it's a nice winter color combo. Very unusual, but it works pretty well. Right, I think the rest are Christmassy pictures. Good, so that was it for the winter pictures, and I hope you're getting also into the Christmas spirit. We're almost in December, and I think it's time to start some Christmas coloring because there's quite a limited time during the year when this is possible. So I thought I'd show you also my Christmas inspired pictures. Maybe there's some inspiration that you can use. Okay, I have here the Flower Fairies coloring book, and I did one Christmas page, and that is this one. And this is entirely colored with Neocolor tools. So I really like the background. I like the bit unusual color combination also for Christmas with the pinks and purple. I saw a picture of some Christmas baubles somewhere that had this color combo that I used for the baubles in the background, and I just used it, but I don't remember where I have seen the picture. This has been a while since I colored this one, but I really like how it turned out. And obviously excessive white Posca use, as you can see, on the baubles and the snowflakes in the background. Okay, now we move backwards from this pile here. So we come back to A Million Christmas Cats, and we come to the Christmassy pictures, which are a lot in this book. I have colored a lot in this book in the recent years. This one was colored with my Arteza pencils, and I have to say they were not working well on the paper. I mean, the picture turned out really nice, but I was struggling a bit with the pencils, so they were not a good match for this paper. Very cute, the cats. I love this book. Then I did this page as a body color along with Käthe Malt. And this page always reminded me of the classic movie Home Alone. It's so fun. And I based it with Inktense, and I colored the majority or big parts of the cats with my Pit Artist pens. And I think that's it. I think I didn't use any other pencils on this. So Inktense and markers. It's a cute page. And this has obviously the classic Christmas colors with the gold and red and green. And I just added a little bit of blue for the cat's pajamas. And here we have 2 pages. I did this one first. And I did this one based on an inspiration photo that I had taken from our cat when he was still little and he was lying inside of our Advent wreath. And that had these colors, so very muted browns and gold. So this one doesn't have any green, but I think it's still very Christmassy with all the gold. And I think I did this one last year with markers. I think again the Pit Artist pens. Yeah, and quite a bit of gold and also white gel pen. And I wrote the text with my white gel pen because I thought it would fit. It looks like a Christmas card now. Cute. And this one has again the very traditional Christmas colors. Oh, the cat is back. We will make it through the end of this video. I did this one completely with Inktense, and I really like it because I realized that the cats are supposed to be a Christmas tree, so I gave them all green sweaters, so they would look like, yeah, it would look like an actual tree when colored, and I think it turned out really nice, and it's such a cute picture. I cannot get over it, how cute the pictures in this book are. And I did this one last year, and I wanted to do something a little bit different from the color palette, so not a classic warm green and red and gold. So I went for this blue and purple colors for the baubles and the Christmas socks. Yeah, I think it still looks Christmassy, and I like it. I like how it turned out. Sometimes I enjoy the traditional Christmas colors a lot, but sometimes I need to go for something different. And I think you can make a lot of color combinations look Christmassy. If you add a little bit of gold, right? Christmas cats. And sometimes green, yeah, like here. So that already does the job sometimes. All right, now back to Johanna's Christmas, and now for some Christmassy pages. So this is one that I like really a lot. I did it with markers, water-based markers, and it doesn't have a background, and it's very simple actually, but I really like it, how it works with the traditional colors, the red and green and gold. It's very, very pretty. And this one I like also. This is kind of a mandala, and I wanted to do something different. As I mentioned before, I wanted to have a different Christmas palette that still works and looks Christmassy, and I went for this soft blue in combination with brown and gold, and I think this is also a pretty Christmas color combination that you can use. I'm always a fan of blue and gold in combination. Now we have again more traditional Christmas colors. What I really like here is the dark brown background in contrast with the golden Posca that I used for the shine on all the ornaments. And I also like the wooden background that I did in front of the rocking horse. So this is a mixture of water-based markers, the golden Posca obviously, and polychromos pencils. Then we have another traditional color combination. This time, this was a color along I did with my mom, and we used a color cube card from the Christmas set as an inspiration to pick the right red and green tones. And I really like how it turned out. I think, again, this one works very well without a background because the Christmassy colors are so rich and nice. And now we come to another page that doesn't have the traditional Christmas colors, but still works in my opinion. I wanted to do something pink, yeah, a pink Christmas, but I combined it with these warm green and brown tones and quite a bit of gold as well. And I think this also looks Christmassy. There is a color along for this page on Passionista Colorista's channel. If I remember, I will put a link in the description for this page. It's done with watercolors for the background, and then everything else is done with Inktense pencils. And I did this one later. I wanted to have a similar effect just with the blue background, but it's not necessarily that Christmassy. But I like the double page spread as well very much. So that was Johanna's Christmas. Now I have Rita Beermanns Mein Winterspaziergang. And I have some Christmassy pages here as well. I do have this Advent calendar, which I did last year. And I used a dark green Posca for the background. And I think that was a great idea because the little elements now stand out really a lot. And I used the traditional color palette and a lot of white and gold and gel pen. And I think it looks pretty cute. Yeah, it's actually a lot of simple motifs on this page, but it works really well. And then I have another page, and that is this one. And this was also all colored with water-based markers with the Tombow dual brush pens and my Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens. And obviously a lot of white Posca. And I really like how this one turned out as well. I like the contrast between the very warm and bright and rich red and the soft pastel-y background, so that works really nicely. All right, now I have one last page in Botanicum by Maria Trolle, and I want to show you, and it's this Christmas cat. And in this page I drew in the paw of the cat because I thought it would be more realistic if the cat was playing with the baubles. I have had cats all my life, and you've seen my cat right now. I just thought this would be more realistic. I added quite a bit of tree branches with the marker to make it look more full, and I added also these additional baubles, which turned out not so round. But I think it's okay. The overall idea of the picture is really nice, and I like the warm yellow tones that I have here in combination with the green of the tree, which is a bit unusual, but I think it works really nicely for this page. All right, now last but not least, we have Emily Liederhell Oeberg. And in fairy tales, I have a Christmassy page I want to show you. And this is, I think it was supposed to be a Christmassy page because I guess those are Christmas ornaments that you can see here. But I really like how which colors I used for this one. I went for a very deep and warm red color palette with some brownish golden tones for the ornaments and also for the deer, which is kind of a soft golden brown, and a little bit of purple also for the ornaments. And I think this is a color combination that works really nicely, and it's festive as well. I did the background with neocolors, and I think the foreground with color soft pencils. All right, so last but not least, I have another page in Sagar Segna, which is Christmassy, and that is this one. And I think this one was not originally a Christmassy page, but I did a golden background. I try to show it on camera. Everything is done with golden acrylic paint. And then I colored the picture itself with Inktense pencils. Possibly a little bit of polychromos on top, but it's mainly the Inktense. And I used those traditional Christmassy colors. I went for a really dark red because I had the contrast of the more orangey fox. And I really like the light reflection that I did here from the lantern. Yeah, I like this one also a lot. All right, so I hope now you're in the mood for Christmas and winter coloring. Let me know if you have any favorites here, if there's maybe a palette that you want to try out, or some pictures that were specifically inspiring to you. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So until then, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.